Okay, what's up, guys? I'm here with my good friend Josh Armstrong, and we've decided to actually start a podcast. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be quite cool. Obviously, I talk a lot of nonsense, so it's quite natural
Yeah,
for me. But
too
Josh and
much. I
I,
think you're gonna have to rein you in.
yeah, I might have to. But Josh and I basically have known each other. Geez, he sent me a picture the other day. I was about maybe how old were they? Probably like 4 or 5 years
I
old
think we
there.
were about
So
five
we've
years
known each
old.
other. Yeah, it must have been. I think that would have been like pre-primary school. So
Yeah,
obviously we've known
pups.
each other for quite some time. He's on the yachts at the moment. So maybe before we get into it, let's give a brief introduction. I'll give a brief introduction of myself, then Josh will give it one of himself, and then basically why we wanted to start this podcast. And maybe we can, if this helps one person, one man, we're calling it a men on the mission podcast. So I think that's quite cool. Just to get people to reach their full potential, particularly obviously men. But yeah, I'll just give a brief introduction. My name is obviously James Bruce. If you're watching for the first time, I'm from South Africa, and yeah, I day trade for a living as well as make content. So I about day trading and now obviously about life and that type of stuff. So that's me. I went to the greatest school on earth, Selwyn College, and that's where Josh and I met each
I
other.
knew you were gonna put that in
That's
somewhere
when I,
there.
that's when Josh and I
Follow
met
it,
each other. Well,
YouTube.
actually, technically before Selwyn, but that's where we went to school together, and we played first team rugby together, and that the whole bang shoot. So yeah, that's me, Josh. If you can just give a brief introduction of yourself.
Yeah, as James said, we went to the greatest school on earth. Obviously, you would put that in somewhere. But yeah, myself, I left school, didn't play rugby after school like James, and decided to get into diving. So I'm a scuba diving instructor, and then transitioned into super yachting, and now I'm the navigational officer on board a 66-meter super yacht. And yeah, just make my way towards captain, and eventually will transition back to land based in the next 10 years or so.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. Yeah, so Josh and I obviously played rugby together at school, and as I said, we've known each other since primary school, but even pre-primary. But yeah, I kind of went to try and play rugby after school, and Josh went to. You actually went to just north of where I'm living right now in Sodwana Bay. So,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
speak us through like your what. Josh actually approached me to say he wanted to start a podcast. He's been making some. He's also a fitness instructor, which with his own Instagram and the page,
Yeah.
pages and all that type of stuff. So I'll put actually that in the link in bio. I'll put all of our both of our social
Fit
medias
goals
there
and stuff.
too. But kind of what led to you wanting to start like a podcast? What made you approach me?
Yeah, I think over the last few years on a previous boat, I listened to so many of the podcasts, the bigger podcasts, your Andrew Huberman, your Chris Williamson and stuff. And I think as us in South Africa, a lot of people don't transition into like these American host podcasts. And there's not really anything for us in South Africa from like a there's these guys with massive followings, massive pages, but I think from like a human to human, just guy to guy, like everyday problems guys that
Yeah,
haven't built like massive successful businesses and stuff, and just normal guys that are dealing with normal problems, like on a day to day basis, and then obviously rooted in like our faith and stuff and the problems that we've done and the journeys we've gone on. I think, like you said earlier, just having that to impact one person, that one person. If that's all we impact, that's all that we need to, and we can change one life at a time, and just like a small journey of day-to-day guys, eh?
yeah. No, I agree. I think a lot of the times, I mean, I've got also this one mate of mine. He shares quite good stuff online as well about like just improving and being your best self. So I think a
Yeah,
lot of people, obviously, like, a lot of people. I think a lot of guys, like, they don't live to their full potential, because they getting distracted by so many things of the world. Like, you know, drugs, alcohol, porn, everything like
yeah.
that. So kind of
And
speak
we're
through
speaking from
what.
experience because we've
Yeah,
been in those holes.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, anyone that says they hasn't is yeah, I don't think they being quite truthful. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, so kind of like what you obviously being sober for how long now, Skunk?
Almost 4 years. November's 4 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
you
used to
woke
be
up.
big into
you-
drugs, into alcohol and everything,
Yeah,
and
speak to us. Okay, so speak to us a little bit about so the guys can understand why did you decide to stop drinking and doing all of that stuff?
yeah, I think like you were saying earlier, with regards to like your full potential, coming from like a good school, good background and stuff, you always like have these massive dreams and stuff. And I think the alcohol and the drugs was like a filter of like not allowing me to reach that full potential. And having that realization while on them, I thought, okay, I'll take a week's break and then a 2 weeks break and stuff. And then you realize how much closer to your goals and how much faster you feel like you're reaching your full potential. And you don't have these dampers of like the alcohol and drugs. So that was my reason. And just really the strides that I've made since then, and the more control you have over your emotion and your mental health and all of that, and your discipline and your routine and stuff just has been worlds apart. So yeah, that's why it's been pretty easy to stay off of it.
Sure. Something that I still enjoy BO2 after golf. But that's just me. I enjoy a BO2 after golf. But something I must say, actually, and I haven't, like, literally this whole year, I haven't had more than, I think it's 2 beers. I think that's kind of like the max that I've had. I was actually having a beer after golf, on my first beer after golf the other day. I was like, I was like, I better stop. Like, I'm going to stop after this, because I actually realized that I haven't actually been hungover like in three and a half months from New Year's. And I was like, geez, it actually makes me operate so much easier, because now, when you're trying, I think a lot of the guys, like, I'm trying to build my business, my trading business. I'm trying to build my, social media business and stuff like that. And when you actually trying to operate things from like, but you don't have clear direct, like you hungover or whatever, it's quite tough to actually come up with to actually operate. So I think a lot more people, if and it's not like I think a lot of guys get into it and like, oh, I'm sober, and it's like a thing, because it can be like a thing nowadays, like, oh, I'm sober, but it's actually doing it. You're not doing it because of being you're doing it because you actually need to chase your goals. Like, you're trying to be the best version of yourself, and that was stopping you from it.
And yeah, exactly. And like the brain fog that comes with it, like you were saying, just like having the energy to like, you're not having to like have the motivation and the inspiration to try get up and go to gym and read your books and do your manifestations and all of this stuff. Not having to like rely on like motivation and inspiration, just not having that brain fog and just being able to do it without like having extra like dampers on your mood and stuff.
Dude, I was finding that like by Tuesday, like if I went out on the Saturday, by Tuesday I was only kind of recovering, and it also gives you like massive anxiety. Yeah. But 7 also days, like massive anxiety, bro.
Yeah, massive. Massive. And like my mental health was declining when I was on alcohol.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I actually want to, like, in later episodes, guys, Josh is actually maybe we'll get an episode done in person tomorrow or something like that for 20 minutes or whatever. But Josh lives obviously in on the other side of the world when he is working on the boats, but he comes to South Africa quite often, especially for chicks. Exactly, he's coming to Durban for a girl. So if she's watching that, but what we'll do is we might get one in person done tomorrow. But I think the big thing about this podcast and what we want to do about it is just share our experiences, life experiences from going through that type of stuff, and now trying to be, men on a mission. That's why we named the podcast "Men on a Mission," right? So we're not claiming to be perfect or anything like that. We're just claiming to be our best versions of ourselves. And we've all got issues, and like mine is being late. I'm trying to be better. So we're just trying to be the best version of ourselves, and hopefully this helps you guys in your own lives. And if this helps one person, then cool. So that's kind of like was the mission of the goal of the podcast, starting the podcast, right?
Yeah, exactly like you said. And we're just going to share our stories from like things that we've struggled to, from everything. Like we come from normal backgrounds. We used to have the same struggles as everyone else in South Africa and all over the world. And I think it's going to be very relatable in many different countries, because we're just normal guys just chasing our dreams. And this is also part of like, not our dreams, but holding ourselves accountability and accountable for like what we want to do and achieving our goals. So this is just a step along the way. And like you said, if we can change one person or bring one person along the journey with us, I think we've achieved what we set out to do.
Yep. I agree, dude. I think I'm looking forward to this. Also, I think what we're gonna do actually, we'll make the I think the goal of our podcast. We're gonna make them like short, sweet podcasts, but like on certain topics. Like we might come up with a topic for the day or whatever it is, and then discuss that and give our thoughts on that, and how we've been able to do it, and I think it's gonna be quite cool, dude. I'm really actually I'm looking forward to it.
Even speaking about our struggles that we're currently going on with, and maybe the community or people will be able to give us their advice of things that they've done to help themselves get through it, and that might give us some ideas to help ourselves as well.
100%. Yeah, like right now, I'm in need of a better golf swing, but we'll speak up.
Or an alarm clock.
Yeah,
or something that you need to be on time.
It's my alarm clock. My alarm clock's my son now, bro. But
there we go.
No, I'm looking forward to this, Josh. It's going to be cool. And then, if you guys are keen, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll get some content out. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, totally. And just comment whatever you guys think, like topics that you would like everyday guys to discuss, and then we can just come up with some ideas. And like you said, just short and sweet pods, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just talk about the topics that we're struggling with or what the community wants to hear about.
100%. I'm looking forward to it, bro. I'm looking forward to it. So, again, as I said, make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys for the next episode. This was just an intro, and then we'll come with a topic for next week, and we'll maybe discuss, Josh and I will discuss that. Just wanted to get the background out while we're doing this, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, perfect. 100%. Thanks, Skunky.
There you go.